Why isn't spiritual warfare taken more seriously? And why are some people more sensitive to spiritual things?
It's not taken seriously because it's not overt. We are, unless something jumps out and gets our attention, we don't care. We're moving on, we're too busy, we don't have time. So unless we have the boogeyman or something's crazy or something shows up in our room, we don't think of spiritual warfare at all. The devil will always have his men adjust to the culture. You got to work within your culture. So once again, in Uganda, he can go all overt. He can do whatever he wants on the outside, and he actually does because it's more beneficial in that culture. Here, all he's going to do is stir up problems and get people to call in reinforcements. Don't go overt here. So why isn't it known more here? Because he's quiet. He keeps a low profile because that allows him to have less heat and he gets to do whatever he wants. It's all a strategy piece. The second part of the question was, it says, why don't we take it more seriously? And then what was
why are some people more sensitive
to
than
it?
Others?
Absolutely have no idea. The Bible doesn't even talk about that. What I'm going to guess is that just as God designs us all individually with abilities and talents and giftings, so too does he dish out that some people would be more sensitive to certain things. There are people flat out that pick up on that stuff way more than everybody else. I've met with them all my ministry life, all my life. I've known people here and there that they see things or things go on more often than somebody else, and they have no occult in their background at all. Now, you understand that if you do have a cultic background, that tends to heighten things. So your involvement in spiritual things tends to heighten your awareness to it. But there's some folks that have never been involved in any of that, but they have a sensitivity to it. I would even go so far as to say that when you hear about stories of premonitions and stuff like that, I'm going to tell you that's probably a sensitivity that they're picking up on something. Just like, for example, when you say, man, that person gave me a weird vibe. Is everybody aware that you're picking up on nonverbal communication? You're picking up on subtle things about someone else. That's more of a people reading thing, but some people are better at it than other people. So when you have a hypersensitivity to things about God or things in the spiritual world, that's, for a lot of people, that's really legit. However, why he selects some, that's like saying, well, why are some people really, really good at math? I have no idea. Because when God sprinkled it out, it's how he needed it to be. And those people have a special gift and a calling.
We've also talked before about how sensitive you are to the Holy Spirit's leading. Some of that is dependent on how much time you invest in spending time with the Lord. If you're not spending any time with him, well, then it's pretty tough to hear him.
Well, it grows dull. It's kind of like being with your spouse all the time, and you can finish their sentences. But if you were apart from them for 5 years, you'd have to get to re-know them to a certain degree as to how they act now. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, that's so true.